Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we are talking to a contest winner of the A Exposure contest who has had multiple recommends from Extreme Screenwriting. He's been a finalist in many contests, and his name is Steve Weissman. And we thank you for being with us today at our podcast. So, welcome, Steve.
Thank you, Barb. Thank you very much.
Now, you've had a lot of success on the contest arena, especially with The Great Quest, as well as other screenplays. So, first of all, tell us about what inspired you to write The Great Quest. And this is a drama biopic about the real life story of the Buddha. So, tell us about that, what inspired you, and why you decided to write that particular screenplay.
Well, a bit unusual as a screenwriter goes. I'm actually a Buddhist meditation teacher for over 35 years. And when I give our instructions or talks about the practice, I often filter it with stories, which of course is how great teachers will explain whatever they want to teach to ignite within the students some interest. So I'm pretty good at telling cute stories. And one of our students about 25 years ago suggested that I make a movie about Buddhism in general.
Oh,
I had no interest whatsoever. I was too busy with teaching. And slowly, though, over the years, a few years went by, I realized there's never been a dramatic Hollywood style movie about the Buddha.
right,
It just hasn't been done.
right.
He's been in the subplots, but not as the protagonist, the real feature of the movie.
Yeah, and documentaries, but not a feature.
Documentaries that are so boring. From my point of view, they're not dramatic. They're not showing a human who struggles,
Right,
struggling through life.
right.
So I started getting a little interested, and it occurred to me once to try writing a script. Interesting script, but not really sellable. But it inspired me to do a bit more. And as the years went by, I've had over 8 scripts that have made contest finals, winning 7 different contests on various types of scripts, from The Great Quest, which is a biopic, which is an epic, which is going to cost a lot of money, but similar to, say, the Gandhi movie, 11 Oscar nominations with 8 wins, I think.
Mhm.
The Great Quest has the same potential.
Yes.
So I simply got so inspired to keep writing and writing, and writing various different scripts helped me to learn how to write, basically, because being a screenwriter, it's not really writing a script, but rewriting a script over and
Yes.
over, making it better, to which I have to thank you tremendously for, because you've certainly helped me with my script writing over the years.
Oh, you're
Um,
welcome. And so tell us, do you have a process for your screenwriting? Do you outline? Do you have certain times you write? Do you have a process or do you just sit down and just write? What is your process?
Generally, I don't make an outline. In fact, I don't think I ever did. But I start with the end, and that may be a bit unusual, but I start with what I want people to leave the theater with.
Oh,
So,
I like that.
so many movies fall apart at the end. They're great. You're inspired. You're in there, and then something happens in the end, and you walk out kind of disappointed. So, for one reason or another, I always start at the end, and then I build my story around it.
I like that. It's like you're centralizing and you're focusing more on the theme, it sounds like to me, that delivery of what people go to the movies for to begin with. And that's important to hone in on that, and it sounds like that's what you do. So, if you were to give advice to those out there just getting started in screenwriting and they're not sure, what to focus on or what to do, what advice would you give to your fellow screenwriters?
Okay, write, and rewrite. Get the Bible, the Screenwriter's Bible, of course, a wonderful book to use. Don't be afraid to change the script dramatically. The script that I hope to talk with you in a few moments, my low budget movie on Real Fate, I
Mhm.
started with a male as the protagonist. You gave me a twist and showed me really it's the female who's the antagonist.
Mhm.
So for screenwriters out there, don't be afraid to change things dramatically. Turn the script upside down if you want, and just play. Just keep playing, and then of course there's getting reviewers like yourself to check it over, give advice, enter in contest,
Mhm.
which can be a bit expensive, but well worth it to at least build an idea of how good your script is. When I look at the Great Quest and it's made 24 contest finals, that's quite a remarkable thing to achieve. And it proves that the Great Quest is a script that's worthy of being filmed.
Yes, it's given it that credibility. Absolutely. It's gone way above and beyond. It has the credibility and is important and is important as getting coverage because writers are too close to their work. We all are. Even when I write something, whether it's I'm writing it for a producer or for myself, I have other people look at it. So we're as writers, we get too close to material. So it's vital to do that. And the contest placements and wins give it that credibility. It says it's not in the slush pile of everything else out there. It's the diamond in the rough. Okay, so I know for some time, because you're a long-term client, that I've told you, write lower budget. I think I tell everybody that who sends me a script that's really high budget. And the Great Quest, I love the Great Quest. And I think that its time has come, and I think this is the time for it. But you did that. You took my advice, and I think that's good. You wrote a low budget feature film. So tell us about that. What's the title? Tell us about the genre. And you did get a recommend on this project from me, and it's very, I want to use the word mystical. That's my word. It leaves you with this feeling about life and an overall mysticism with the entire universe. And that's my opinion of it. So tell us a little bit about the project.
Well, the unreal fate begins with two falling in love, two young people on a beach falling in love, but they only meet for an hour. They disappear from each other's lives. 15 years later, they get back into each other's lives in a very, very strange way. The woman, whose name is Wendy, is a lawyer in a small town, burnt out from the big city, just retired to her little town where she grew up. And she's told to represent a killer who's unknown as to what his name really is, who kills a man who's also basically unknown for who he really is. And the woman must open up and find out who are these two people? What is the connection? Why did the killer kill them? We discover that the killer can communicate with the man he killed.
Right.
So he's a ghost. The man who killed is actually a ghost. As it flows, though, what opens up further is that the man dead is the lover from the beginning of the movie.
Right.
Wendy discovers this and tries to communicate then, but Wendy doesn't believe in ghosts. So how does that work to communicate with a ghost that you don't believe in? So it's quite a bit of a twist there.
Right.
And as it turns out, the killer and the man killed, are brothers. So there's secrets in their past history involved as well. And we're looking at a romance in the sense of the two wishing they could be together, but they can't. And we're looking at redemption as a theme. We're looking at the killer who totally is remorseful for what he does at the end. It's complex, but it is a low budget drama. It's a supernatural thriller, you could say. You could say it's a romance as well. And it's a mystery because we're looking at so many different questions. We're wondering who is the one man, who is the second man, how can they get together? Can Wendy and her lover get together in the end of the movie?
Yes, it does have a lot of complexities, but I want to mention it. It does something that I've only seen like our top writers here in Hollywood do, and that when you have those complexities and they seem unrelated in the beginning, uh, your story brings them together and they actually are connected. Like the fact that the killer is actually the brother of the gentleman we met in the beginning. So when you interconnect everything, I think those are the stories that really touch our hearts because it gives it that feeling of realism, even within the fictitious setting. So, and I think that was very masterful the way that you put that together, and you were open to suggestions, which you did, and you really nailed them down in terms of bringing it to not only your vision but also commercializing it for your future audience, and that's important too because we're not just writing for ourselves; we're writing for an audience as well. So.
Thank you, Barbara. I might say that with a low budget film, it's available so easily to so many, many producers. Not just the Great Quest is aimed, of course, at the $100 million industry. but a low budget for $2 to $5 million or even whatever. Only 6 characters in it and limited
Right.
scenery as well.
Yes,
It's
limited locations. There's no special effects, nothing like that. Even though it involves a ghost, there's really no effects like you would see on a Hollywood level. It has limited characters and it has a universal theme. And The Great Quest, I think, even though it has the larger budget, that I don't think that's going to be a big consideration for it, in the sense that it has such a worldwide audience. I mean, Buddhism. Yeah, I
it's
mean,
huge.
what can I say? Do I need to say any more? It's Buddhism. It's Buddha. I mean, everybody knows who Buddha is anywhere on the planet, unless you've been living in the middle of the Amazon forest. Although I'm sure they know about Buddha there too. So, okay.
Well,
So,
that's so far.
oh,
There,
I'm sorry.
there's
Go ahead.
there's anywhere between 700 million and 1 billion followers to begin with.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
have people of
Right.
other religious faiths who are just going to be so interested. Who is
Right.
this man who created a religion that's so peaceful?
Yes, yes, and in the world today, we need that message of peace and love and all of that, and I think this transcends all of the religions in many ways, because today, because of the internet and the way we're so interconnected, I think people are more open to looking at that, especially when it has a message of peace and love. So you said you prepared a pitch for The Great Quest, and it's several minutes long, and I'm going to let you kind of go at it because this is your area of expertise.
I've written over 20 scripts. 8 have made 65 contest finals, winning 7, plus dozens of semi and quarterfinals. Barb has given me 6 recommends for my various scripts, and to me, actually, that's worthy of 6 more contest finals. I'm quite unique as a screenwriter. For 35 years, I've been an international Buddhist meditation teacher, teaching over 8,000 students from 80 countries. I've written many books on meditation with translations in 7 languages, and I've taught in Thailand, Singapore, the USA, Europe, and Australia. I have combined my 2 talents to write a dramatic feature film, The Great Quest, based on the life story of Prince Siddhartha, who became the Buddha. The internal and external struggles of a royal prince who renounces riches in his quest to become enlightened or go insane trying. I bring to the script my own 50 years of personal meditation experience. Few, if any, would be more qualified to write this story than myself. This script is placed in 44 contests, including 1 win, 1 second place, and 22 other finals. The Great Quest is certain to be a big success in the USA and worldwide. The Great Quest has similarities to the movie Gandhi, which had 11 Oscar nominations and 8 wins, as it not only tells the legend of a great peaceful man, but there is plenty of action and suspense surrounding him. This includes his final battle with his devious, look-alike, unrelenting alter ego, Mara, who tries to stop Siddhartha every chance possible. I just said, look-alike, unrelenting alter ego. Yes, whoever plays Siddhartha will also be playing the antagonist. The lead actor plays these 2 radically opposing roles of both Siddhartha and Mara, clearly an Oscar-promising part. Mara's sudden appearances and disappearances, coupled with his deceptive nature, give a feel similar to another movie, A Beautiful Mind, that had 8 Oscar nominations and 4 wins. Interest in Buddhism has grown rapidly in the West, yet there has never been a dramatic Hollywood-level movie with the Buddha as the full protagonist. He appears as a subplot in some movies, but never as the protagonist. There have been many documentaries, yeah, but often very boring. Never an exciting drama, never an emotionally appealing, gripping movie showing the Buddha as a man who struggled against society and struggled against himself to the boundaries of madness, with adventure, with love, with danger, with humor, with despair, with suffering near death. The script is ready. Here are a couple comments from professionals. The visual style was exceptional. Great through-line conflict was created both externally and internally. The characters were well drawn, developed, and held arcs. The dialogue and scenes had conflicts, subtext, and good reversals. A very powerful and moving story written like a pro. I see this film as Oscar bait if given the appropriate amount of money. It's a lofty concept, well executed with enough action, comedy, and adventure to keep a mainstream audience interested. The Great Quest will attract a huge audience for the following reasons. The vast number of Buddhist followers throughout the entire world, between 700 million and 1 billion, maybe even higher. It will attract teachers, students, and people of other religious faiths, and even no faiths, who are interested to know more about a major religion known for its peaceful philosophy. The Great Quest simply cannot fail to attract a huge market. We are looking at over 1 billion people, over 1 billion people who will be attracted to see it. With many more people in the world who have heard of the Buddha, yet his great quest has yet to be made into a worldwide dramatic film. For 2,500 years, the Buddha has inspired millions and millions and millions. The market is vast, the script is ready, and the time is right for his exciting life to unfold on the big screen. For all of you watching, I invite you to join in this exceptional film. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. That's very, very exciting. And I just want to mention you've traveled and lived in two different places, Thailand for 25 years, and are currently living in Australia. So if this were picked up by a U.S. producer, are you willing to come here to work with that producer in the U.S.? Or I think with this type of movie, they may have to film in some other exotic locations as well. Where are you with that in terms of the production of it?
Willing to go where they'd like me to be. Yeah,
Okay, good.
I'm semi-retired, but have a lot of freedom, and I would love to be present while they're making the movie as well, just to be there and see it unfold.
I think it would be to their benefit, producers out there, because as Steve has told you here in our interview today in our podcast, is he's an expert in this area. So having him on the set would be very beneficial. Okay, Steve, so I thank you very much for being with us today. And for all of you out there, if you would like to be interviewed, please contact me and we will arrange that for you.